Oh, good. I was actually hoping today that at the expense of a film, I could have a full-on cardiac event.
If they shoot someone on live television, whose story is that? Is it ours or is it theirs?
You know, watching this, I got the strangest feeling of, and I think a lot of you'll know what I mean. It's this like strange thrill of excitement. There's just a full shot of adrenaline you get. This like super pumped, like let's do it, when something big is happening that has nothing really to do with you. I remember like the first day that quarantine was announced in 2020, I went like, oh my god, it's time to I gotta do something, I gotta leap into action here, even though there was nothing to do. I think that's why so many people bought toilet rolls. And September 5 is a film which is all about that emotion. Yes, September 5, I keep wanting to say September 5th, it's called September 5. It's about a sports news crew for ABC covering the 1972 Olympics in Munich when a hostage situation breaks out in the Olympic Village, just a couple hundred feet from their studio. We follow a group of people, 90% of whom are that one old, like middle-aged, grouchy white guy. That's like most of the characters. And yet it doesn't get tiring, and all of them are just doing their job so well and acting well enough that you can A, tell them apart because, yeah, they've got a similar look, a lot of them, and B, there's no kind of one centralized character that it all focuses around. And honestly, I think that probably comes down to the fact there's no big stars in this. No really big stars. So there's no egos to cater to. Heart in throat kind of stuff. This film is like a slinky in a hydraulic press. It couldn't get tenser. I love how fast-paced it is, and there is really no beating about the bush because I think they know that there's a problem within the first 10 minutes of the film starting. It doesn't bother with, you don't need to know the in-depth stories about each of these guys individually. You get the picture, and it's not really about any one of them, which again gives them this freedom to not have to do loads of character work. And it is 90 minutes long, it is fast-paced, and it doesn't feel, maybe because of the fast pacing, partially, but it doesn't feel weighed down by the normal, dramatic elements and, the slow pacing of these kind of investigative procedurals, because it's just not like those. It is a full-on thriller instead of being a drama, even though it looks like a kind of bog-standard dramatic type thing. I'm a big fan of Aaron Sorkin's style, and you can see that kind of style becoming popular again in a couple of recent films like this and Saturday Night, which I really enjoy. However, that kind of claustrophobic camera work, you can't have a film be that claustrophobic while also fitting an elephant into the room, and the elephant in the room is the political aspect of this, because obviously this hostage situation was a group of Palestinians taking a group of the Israeli Olympic team hostage in the Olympic Village. Now, obviously, we're not going to condone that event, but the way the film presents it is not overly cool, because it really does. They even say the line, this isn't about politics, it's about emotion. And that goes for the film, because it's clearly trying to stay out of politics, but in doing that, it paints the Palestinians taking these people hostage as faceless monsters. And that, that is kind of taking a political stance while trying not to take a political stance, because it is constantly just painting Israel, Israelis, Jews in general as victims in this and all situations, and completely ignoring anything about the complexities of the history between those two nations. And especially, if you wanted to make this film not political, maybe you shouldn't have made this film about this event right now, given the political climate. It's going to be politicized no matter what you do. So it definitely, the way they framed that, left a bad feeling, bad taste in my mouth at the end of the film. It didn't ruin it for me. I still think it's very enjoyable to watch. It did mar it a bit. Overall, I don't know, I'm left feeling a little bit ooged out by a very well-made, good film. I liked a lot of the actors in this. I really liked that even though there was a main character, nobody was trying to do that character any favors, make it seem like he had a bigger role than he did, make it seem like nobody else had these big moments or anything. So I enjoyed that aspect of it as well, and I really liked the way that they kind of fit in what I'm pretty sure was the original footage from the event itself, by not really having their journalists be played by people on screen, so they could just be the original people in the studio. I think that was really good as well. I think there are a lot of good elements about this. It's a little bit, yeah, at times, but it worked really well, and I'm giving an Olympic-level heart attack 3.5 stars. That's the sort of thing we need more when we get these dramatic films, is just that a shot of adrenaline, turn them into more thrillers. And I think, honestly, all that takes is just shortening the runtime of a lot of them. This sort of film normally is just standard over 2 hours, and it doesn't need to be all the time, so Work on that, Hollywood. Subscribe for more hard truths.